We're live. Hello and welcome to Flippin' Through, the #1 Mad Magazine news, review, and interview channel. Joining us tonight. Hey, if you haven't, hit like, hit subscribe. That'd be pretty awesome. It'll help get this video and this channel out there. And I'm trying to grow, and I can't grow without your help. And we're joined here
Help the
today.
man grow.
What?
Am I muted?
No.
I said help the man grow. Hit the like.
And so the self-introduction by Kyle, shouting me down. Kyle Bridgett is here today.
Get used to it, buddy.
Yeah.
I plan on doing a lot of interrupting. Okay.
All right, it's going to be a long night then. So we're here to talk about a very, I don't know, poignant, bittersweet thing. The final issue, apparently, featuring Sergio Aragones.
Get him out of here.
You've been replaced. We have a silent artist.
Yeah, I wish. You know, like when I first got into the strip club in my more hubristic moments, I thought, you know, maybe 10 years from now, Sergio's going to be retiring. Maybe I can position myself as the quiet guy.
Yeah.
But then, you know, we all know the rest.
Yeah. Unfortunately, we do. Real quick though, we were talking before, and you were showing me some kind of mad, like in the realm of mad books that you've picked up recently. I think like Get Lost. Do you have that handy?
Yeah, I do actually. This is actually not a recent book. I think this came out in 2008.
Okay.
You can still pick it up.
Yeah.
So Get Lost. It was a sort of a mad comic, sort of like a ripoff at the time, but it's very interesting. It's made by two guys. If it's a bad ripoff, it's probably one of the best ones. You know, it's at least on par with Panic, I think. And there's only 3 issues, and then Gaines actually sued them, or tried to sue them. And I don't think his lawsuit was successful, but he was successful in kind of putting them out of business because they couldn't afford the lawsuit.
Yeah.
At least that's what I gather. And I originally came across it in a Comics Journal issue. When's this from? This is from 2007. So this was probably just before they put out that book, and they reprinted a whole bunch of the comics from it.
Yeah, look at that. Well, and that is like, I guess it's easy to say like that looks just like Mad Magazine, but it's also just like the comics of the time.
It looks just like Mad until you really dive into it, and then it really looks like something original, something all its own, especially inside. You know, it's stealing the format of Mad, like, and the font basically.
Yeah.
But the artwork's very different, and it's still got like the sort of Will Elder, all the visual chicken fat gags, but it's funny. It's really funny. I like it. Well, it's not as good as like, Mad, but you know, not everything can be Mad.
The cover with that guy, like on all the covers, he's like hiding behind the magazine.
Well, it's always that's the gimmick. It's always it's this brunette, and she's always, you know, basically trying to get him to be romantic with her, and he's too busy reading Get Lost.
Yeah.
It's a comic that's designed to send you.
Yeah.
So,
and like that whole that format of it seems very Will Elder-esque.
Yeah, yeah. Well, they're definitely ripping off Mad in its appearance. Like, it's designed to look like Mad, but it doesn't really when you dig into it. The art style is very original. The characters have a totally different style of it being drawn. And I like it. I like it.
Nice. Yeah, I might have to pick that up. There's like, I'm starting to like slowly leach out past Mad for humor magazines. And I don't know. We'll see. Oh, look at.
I also suggest there's another book I would suggest. Oh, we got Dalton Vaughn.
Yeah. Speaking of humility.
There you go. Thanks. I've been humbled.
Yeah.
Dalton Vaughn, the great Dalton Vaughn. Yeah, this is the other book I would recommend if you like sort of mad ripoffs. This is put out by Yo Books, and it's a collection of sort of different knockoff, more of the magazine than the comic. And there's a lot of art in here by Jack Davis and Will Elder, and like all the artists are actually in Mad, but they're also doing less good stuff for other publications at the time.
Yeah. Hold on. We were just talking about this. Oh, wait, not that. Peter Cooper's last issue is next Mad.
I was speculating on that. Yeah. I don't know.
It seems to be a tidbit that, I mean, it seems to have dropped in that last live stream. It totally went over my head. I missed.
I'm pretty sure that's what Susie said. Is that the last Spy versus Spy be in the next issue?
Yeah. And that seems to kind of go with what we've heard from a lot of artists, which is like they've stopped soliciting material from me. I've stopped, getting that request. So, it stands to reason that at some point your last piece would be published there. So, if the question, Trucker Ford, who will take his place? Nobody. That's my guess, is that it'll be maybe a Spy versus Spy retrospective, or maybe Prohias.
Is that how you pronounce it? I've been meaning to ask you about that.
I
went looking it up. I used to say Proius.
Yeah.
But then I listened to an internet pronunciation of it, and they said Prohias. But it wasn't like someone saying what their name was pronounced as. So
yeah, I got Tom Richmond. I DM'd him on Twitter to ask him a question about something. He goes, "Oh, and by the way, he spelt it phonetically, so like Prohee Haas, so Prohias.
So it's Prohias.
Prohias. Oh, geez.
Ah, darn it.
Yeah. Now I'm gonna be like, what's the syncopation of the pronunciation?
I feel like I need to see a video of Aragones pronouncing it. I think if he pronounces it, that's what I would go with.
Yeah.
I'm going to assume that he probably would know better.
There has to be like I think there might be a Spanish speaker between you and Aragones, though. Like, I think I think you might be able to rustle one up. That's all.
Well, I'm just thinking in an interview. I don't feel like I'm going to ask him personally.
No.
I feel like there must be a video like clip of it, because he tells a story about when he first goes to Mad, and Prohias or Proius or Prohias or Prohas sort of was like an introduction for him, and turned out that like his English was even worse than Sergio's, so it didn't work out very well.
All right. This is while we're on this subject, a little bit of things. Noah Van Sciver's brothers throwing out that DC Comics is shutting down next summer completely. It's kind of political, which I don't buy, but somewhat seems likely. Yeah, Ethan Van Sciver, he knows a lot of people there, and he's pretty close with them, I think. So, I mean, he could absolutely be wrong, but I really hope not, because that's all the comics I buy.
Doesn't really make sense either, because like, especially during COVID, apparently publishers have been doing pretty well, actually. Like, bookstores haven't been doing well, but I've heard publishers are doing pretty well.
Yeah.
You think like this would be the time they would be like, oh, this is perfect. We got a lot of people at home, we should be material for them. I kind of thought that's the direction they were going when they dropped Diamond,
Yeah, I thought they were going to try to get everywhere. And
be more Amazon almost, but
or like sort of dismantle the direct market, which I don't like, because I also love my local comic shop. But
yeah, me too.
It's I don't know. I also understand like the need to stay in business and keep artists and other people employed. So, it's I don't know. Somebody knows, but it's nobody on the internet knows. That's kind of how I look at it. Yeah. What was I going to say?
I don't know. Dalton got us all off track.
Yeah, you got me thinking about DC Comics.
Yeah, you don't want to think about DC Comics too much.
No, not when I have business to attend to. Should we hop into the issue?
Yeah, sure. I wanted to ask you, like,
Yeah.
what have you been reading? What have you been reading comic wise?
Oh, that's a good question. I wish I had. Oh, I do have something nearby. Hold on. This is. I feel like this is tangentially related to. All right, look. I'm reading my first manga.
Jesus.
Have you seen this thing?
No, I haven't seen that.
Oh, it's unreal.
Oh
It
God.
is, like all of them. It's really
gorgeous.
heavy. Hold on.
That's a really nice package.
It is.
I like the book ends better than the box.
Yeah. And yeah, so I loved Akira, and I never realized it was a manga. It's kind of like I was telling you about Star Wars. Like,
you didn't realize that was a manga at first too.
I didn't realize that there was a whole expanded universe outside of it, and it's like Akira was the same thing, where it's like I didn't realize there was source material, and so when I bought that because I saw it. And it's really amazing. I'm sorry.
Nice.
Yeah, it's amazing. And the reason why I think it's like somewhat related to Sergio Aragonés is like the storytelling done without words. Like it's it being my first manga that I've ever read, I'm used to things like in American comics, the narration, it's like you never just get a series of pages with no words at all in Batman. And, they're just describing, or they're just letting you interpret this vision of Gotham. It's always like, oh, the night is cold, perfect for crime. Like, here I am, I'm swinging now. And
yeah, American comics really hold your hand,
Yeah. And I like that.
I do too. Yeah.
It's why I still read it. But it's fun just to sort of like be able to get lost in a page that's purely art. Yeah. So there's that. And what else? Oh, you know what I've been doing is Noah Van Sciver's Fonte Bukowski.
Oh yeah. I'm so embarrassed that I thought that was like autobiography for like Bukowski.
Yeah, you're like, this is his brother.
Well, he was doing the Grateful Dead book at the same time, and then like a Joseph Smith, and I just saw that one somewhere, and I must have just been like, oh yeah, I guess that's what that is.
Yeah, it's I feel like that's less embarrassing than me being like, who's Bukowski in my interview. He was like,
isn't that something you watch on Pornhub? Sorry, I just thought you were reading manga. You knew all about manga.
But
I'm embarrassing to have mispronounced that as well.
Yeah. But yeah, it's like that's another one though that the packaging on it is just phenomenal, because there's like that series of books like America's Library that they reprint. And they've like recreated it, and it's like a parody of those books, and it's a collection of the 3 Fonte Bukowski books that he put out. So it's I wish I had it handy, but yeah. So those are the 2 things that have been occupying my time currently. How about you? What have you been reading?
I was just reading. I was reading The Green Hand and Other Stories.
What is that?
Nicole Clavelot. She was like some French cartoonist from the 70s.
Yeah.
Her stuff's really I don't know, kind of surreal. It's all kind of like dreamy, bizarre. Like she'd fit right in with the underground comics guys in America.
Yeah.
Beautiful artwork. Dan Close does the introduction, which I haven't read yet. I read the introduction last, but
yeah, when you held that up, I was like, that looks Belgian or something.
I thought French. Maybe I'm wrong.
Well, I feel like they both speak French, so
yeah.
That's awesome.
Anyway, it was really fun. A lot of weird, dreamy stuff.
Is it one consecutive story, or is it?
No, it's a collection of. It's like a compilation of all of her like short stuff.
Yeah. Nice.
Really good. Really good.
Yeah. Well, that's like, I think when I spoke last was that interview where we spoke face to face last was the interview, and we were talking about Mobius.
Mm.
And that's one I picked up. Why did I forget all these books?
Oh yeah, I actually wanted to ask you about that because you picked up was it Meta Baron or Meta Barons? I think no. Was it?
I got the
Inkle Priest, maybe
Inkle before Inkle. Well, before Inkle isn't Mobius.
No.
And then Edina, the Land of Edina, and then there was one with the it's like the eyes of the cat or something.
Oh yeah, that's not like a comic proper, right? That's like an illustrated kind of thing, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean it's like there's a clear story, but yeah, I wouldn't call it a comic.
Yeah.
Like it's just each page is its own like just massive illustration.
Yeah.
So you can read it in about 15 minutes.
That's with Jodorowsky, right?
I think so, yeah.
Who I learned taught pantomime to Sergio Aragonés.
Really?
Yeah. He opened up a pantomime school in Mexico, and Sergio attended.
Is that why Sergio is so good at drawing expression?
That's why he joined. He kind of like he hung around with a lot of actors. I think his dad was a director in Mexico.
Yeah.
And he hung around with a lot of actors and stuff, and went to I think like a theater school.
Okay.
And then he kind of like incorporated that into his cartoons.
Yeah. I mean, like that, it's clear. It's almost like, I feel like that's something that's like really hard to get across, like really good expression, almost like when like also drawing somebody like lifting something or like carrying weight.
Yeah.
It's like really subtle things that are really hard to get across, but Mobius was extremely good at that. Not so much expression, but like capturing movement.
Yeah.
And weight and things like that.
Well, his work is very expressive.
Yeah.
Like all the the visual language is very expressive, if not the like features of the faces,
Not people like.
Although sometimes it is. Some of his books are a little bit more than others. I think it depends on how much time he has. Like the Inkle, the characters look different on every page, and he cops to that, So.
It's I mean there are some books that like I have to read more than once, and I feel like I have to crack that one open again very soon.
That's what I'm going to do with which book was it? Was it Brat Pack? I think.
I don't know that one, but The Eyes of the Cat, is that what I called it? That's the one that I was thinking of, though.
Yeah, probably The Eyes of the Cat. Is it all like yellow? Like it's very yellow?
Yes. Yes, it's printed on like yellow paper, black ink on yellow paper. It's wild. But I don't know if it would be a graphic novel because like I feel like that implies a novel length story. Like this is a story told with like, I don't know, it feels like a story told in a few moments.
Yeah.
It's pretty wild. I don't know. It's
the term graphic novel gets thrown around a lot. It's kind of hard to say what.
Yeah. Wait, Steve Bissett. It was originally published in Steve Bissett's Taboo series. I have no idea what that is. I don't. This is like one of the things that I enjoy most about like having started this channel is learning so much more about like the comics and artists that I've been missing out on.
Hmm.
It's yeah, I don't know what Taboo is. Do you know that thing?
I'm not sure. No, I'm not sure of that one.
Okay.
There's been a couple different comics called Taboo. I don't know which one that is.
Yeah. It's like when I was a kid and I thought like I was going to start a zine with a buddy of mine, and we ended up not doing it just because we were lazy and we were just all talk. But I was like, we're going to name it Raw. And then I found out later there's like an extremely successful magazine called
Art
Raw.
Spiegelman.
It's like, boy,
it's like that's where Mouse was published.
yeah. And I was like, oh, that's such a good idea. Like, well, if it's a good idea, it's probably taken already.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
But Taboo is it's a horror anthology comic. That makes sense to me. It fits in with that. But
I think I maybe have some of these in my shelf somewhere.
what's that?
Some of these Taboo issues somewhere amongst the single issues.
Yeah. That's
I don't like one-shot issues or whatever. I'm more into books, like the books.
Yeah. No, I buy a lot of floppies.
Yeah.
I'm actually, well, no, I'm almost like the complete opposite, I guess, because like I will go and buy the single issues if I can reasonably get my hands on them. Like what was it? The Marvel series, I think it was like late 70s, early 80s. John Carter, Warlord of Mars.
Okay.
I just went through a phase where I was super into that. I read the trilogy of books, and then I was like, I'm going to buy these comics now. And so I went and got all the floppies for that.
I'm the opposite. Like I'll buy the floppies if I can't get the book, and it's like, damn it, I'll get the floppies. But
yeah,
I'd rather have the book. I don't know, easier to read.
It is. Yeah, there are so many reasons why you should get the book over the floppies. Cost usually, unless you get like one of those like ultimate editions or something.
Yeah.
Easier to
sometimes
store.
it is cheaper, yeah, because of those big. You end up, it's like, I want to read a little bit of Akira. It's like, here you
go. I'll tell you though, it's worth it. It's 100% worth it. I'm blown away by that story. Have you read it?
I haven't. No, I paid like $60 for a VHS copy of it in the 90s.
Yeah.
To get it with subtitles, but I never read the comic.
It's like it is worth it. Like I took a little bit of a chance.
How many pages is that?
1,000,000. I don't know. I haven't gotten to the end, but I mean, they're each one is a couple hundred. They do read pretty fast.
Yeah. Manga usually reads pretty quick. Or sorry, manga reads pretty quick.
Yeah, it's lovely. It's so amazing. And it's completely different from the movie. Like they track for the first book, and then it's just the manga goes in a totally different direction. It's pretty awesome. So we should, I think we should hop into.
We should, yeah, for sure.
Yeah,
like 25 minutes
in. So Jesus. Let's see if this works now. Uh-oh. Is this what I want? This is what I want. And then I come back. Here we go.
Nice.
So I got my overhead view. Oh, wait, that's my address. What do you think of this cover?
I mean, it's a little pastel for my taste. I feel like it looks a little washed out, I guess. I mean, I prefer like the Gru kind of style of Sergio coloring. But I mean, obviously he's still got it. 83. He can still perform. He's barely lost a step. Like he's not quite up to what he was like maybe 15, 20 years ago, but like he's pretty close.
Yeah,
I like Gaines up in the cloud in the center there instead of the.
Oh my God, I didn't even notice that. Yeah, look at. Oh, and then I figured out I can kind of zoom.
Oh, nice.
It's just sort of a jump zoom, so I can't do anything finer than that. But oh, I didn't even notice that. Where's my screwdriver? This is except for like testing out this camera, I have not had a chance to like really dig into this. This is one of those recurring mad characters.
Yeah. Was it sometimes people call it Flip the Bird?
Oh,
I think it was unnamed for a long time, and then people started
yeah.
calling it that.
Well, that's like yeah, I never knew what to call it. But the yeah, one of the things as far as like his is this okay, there we go. Like his skills as a illustrator, like when I looked at, you know, Mort Drucker from the start and then like into like later on his career, there was like a pretty significant drop in quality, which is, I mean, as you, it's like to be expected. Like
Well, it's changing. So like Jaffe, obviously, at 97 or whatever, wasn't quite as tight as he was at, 40.
yeah,
But it was still nice to see him. There's still like a charm to his work. He was still like, you know, a million times like greater than just about anyone else. But there's definitely a decline, especially at a certain point.
yeah. Well, and I'm curious if, you know, maybe the fact that his looser style, perhaps that helps it a little bit.
I think so. Yeah, you probably like with Sergio, we might never see it because he could probably just draw a little bigger, you know. And like his work is like still astounding. It's just I think when you look at some of the little details, they're not quite as tight as maybe some of like the stuff he was doing in like the 90s or whatever.
Yeah. Who colored this? Because I mean, does he color his own work?
Oh, I should know this. I don't know who colors his work in Mad. It probably says.
Oh yeah, here we go.
Colorist.
Carrie Strachan.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love this drawing on the inside cover. This is
really what is this from?
I don't know.
And this is I wonder, and this is like a blown up image and you can kind of see it. It's like a little, I don't know, fuzzier. Like it was taken from maybe not.
Yeah, it could have been like something that wasn't really supposed to be printed. I don't recognize it.
Yeah.
Off the top of my head anyway.
But here we have
you can see all the pen marks on this. It's so like it's such a treat to look at Sergio's work.
Yeah.
I love all the shading. All the little lines. You know, every little stroke is just like so intentional.
So do you know about like how he works? He doesn't pencil, does he? I mean, at this point,
I think it depends on the project. So I think on Gru, he did a lot of the pencils at least early on, and then Stan Sakai, I think, did some of the inking.
Okay.
At least that's what he says in one of the issues. I know Stan Sakai did the lettering in those. Something like this, I would imagine he maybe like did some light penciling. I don't know. It's hard to tell.
Yeah.
He's basically the best, so it's hard to really say.
Yeah. The Susie Hutchinson, art director, she said that it was 15 point something. So I don't know how sincere that answer was when somebody asked like the amount of new material that was going to be in this issue, and she said it was like 15.875% new material.
So is that like 5 pages? 6 pages?
I don't know.
How was it bad? Like 50 pages?
Yeah, 56 apparently. And there appears to be about like 5 new things.
8.4 pages.
8.4 pages. Did you just do that math? Like in your brain?
I mean, I use my brain to do it, but I use my brain to operate a calculator.
Oh my gosh. It's like, man, Canada has better math education. They got better everything.
Well, I don't have anything to do with that. I didn't participate in any good things that Canada's ever done have I been involved in, so I can't take credit. I'll take credit for all the bad things, though, all the colonialism, all that. That was all me. But
all right.
everything else.
And here we have a Mad look at Mad. And there's so much.
So is this just from like a couple years ago?
What's that?
Or is this new? This is probably new.
This is brand new, yeah.
Okay.
I think this is the one where Dalton tweeted out something about this. But look at all this stuff. You got Melvin, you know, Basil Wolverton's.
That's the mole. What's his name? The mole.
Oh yeah, I didn't even notice that.
This stop sign, that's a cover.
Yeah.
It's like a cover from I think the 60s.
What is this? Oh, this is what's his face? The guy from MeTV, Sven Gulli.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I don't think we get that in Canada. I think that's banned.
Well, I bet it depends, because it was a Midwest thing, like Chicago. And so you guys get a lot of stuff from the Midwest, like Minnesota and stuff.
Well, it depends where you are in Canada.
Oh yeah, where are you in Canada?
Me, I'm in the East Coast. I'm in Halifax.
Oh, okay.
Scotia.
Here we go. This is an interesting one. The Cartoon Network show.
Yeah, I think that was like I don't think I was I ever saw that.
Yeah, I didn't. Or maybe like very briefly. And then there's the I think this was in a super special. Right? Does anybody in the chat know what this is called? Is it Flip the Bird? I'm not. I'll keep talking.
I like this fold-in wiener dog. That's very clever for Al Jaffe to be walking.
That took me I didn't know what it was until you explained that it's a fold-in.
Maybe it's not that good then, if you didn't catch it.
Well, I mean, like that's not the standard by that you want to base your comedy, is whether or not I get it. And then who else do we got? We got Moxie. Moxie, that's a reference that died off. It was like in the mad 60s, in the 50s and 60s, I feel like. Or no.
It's like Burma Shave or something.
Yeah, but they used it a ton. Pointing to the wrong thing. And then they just stopped, which is interesting.
They lost their moxie. This is the rocket ship from that famous Al Jaffe bit where like they made kids' toys. You remember that, where it's like kids designed their own toys and then they were going to make them.
Oh,
but they make them so they look just like their drawings, so they're like all awful. I'm sure the rocket ship from one of those.
I have a vague recollection of that.
This is a Don Martin bird too. I can't remember what it's from. Some Don Martin cartoon.
Yeah, Under the Plane. The Poter Zeeby, obviously, you have to have that as a reference. Oh, look at here we have Dick DiBartolo as the Giz Whiz. No, it's Giz Whiz. It's not a soft G.
Oh well, I hope not.
When I first saw that, it's like the what whiz?
Yeah, that guy's making Bukowski videos on Pornhub. That's a callback.
The Poyet. I don't know.
Yeah, I can't pronounce that thing.
Yeah, I don't know that there is an agreed upon pronunciation.
I'd have a better shot at trying to spell it than I would.
Yeah. Well, as long as you have a keyboard by, you can spell it.
Yeah.
And then who's this?
Oh. I'm assuming that's Gaines again.
All right. Oh, here we go. This is my guy, Monroe.
Oh yeah, yeah. You can tell you're a little bit younger Mad reader than me.
Yeah,
Monroe was just kind of taken off as I was kind of drifting away from Mad.
yeah.
Although I always liked Monroe a lot.
I just thought it was so that I think it was the art style was just so awesome, and it was
Felt like something out of Cracked. Like it was a
well,
little bit
okay,
grittier.
yeah, but it was also, I
I
mean,
don't mean that as an insult. I mean that as like a observation.
all right, because yeah, I mean, like that. What I noticed, and I mean, like, it might be I'm not looking at the best versions of Cracked magazine, is that everything's a little looser. Like the standards are a bit more loose in Cracked. Like Monroe had a like very polished, very tight look to it. And but yeah, maybe what were you saying? It was like maybe a bit edgier. Is
Yeah,
that
a little grittier, a little bit
grittier?
sort of younger looking. I wonder if maybe like was that Bill Ray that did that one?
Yeah.
Yeah. I wonder if maybe he was in Cracked before in like the 90s before he got into Mad.
Hmm.
Maybe that's why it looked like Cracked to me because I was reading Mad reading Mad and Cracked in the early 90s.
Yeah. But yeah, Bill Ray is on my list of like people I would love to have on and talk to.
Excellent. He's excellent. Yeah, I love his work.
But now he goes by William Ray, and he does beautiful oil paintings.
It's erasing history. He's erasing history. You should go back.
Yeah. So he would be like slumming it with me. You know?
Maybe you could trick him into thinking you're like a painting podcast and then kind of spring it on him.
Yeah, I'll change it to like Painting Through. The #1 oil paint channel. Here we go. I kind of want to I wanted to jump ahead to this one because it's sad.
Oh yeah, this is the kids reading Mad in the.
Oh, I didn't even think of that. No, I was talking about this one.
Oh, the last thing. Oh yeah, that is sad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I mean, yeah, I didn't read any of these. Listen, if you read through this, right?
I went and got a digital copy. Yeah.
All right, because yeah, I haven't read this at all. So if there's something like tell me.
So we have like a power dynamic like here. Yeah, I have all the knowledge.
Yeah. Wait, I don't like that dynamic. I thought I would have the power.
I don't have all the knowledge. I'm lying about that. I just have some knowledge, but I really like the one above it. I thought the one above it really like spoke to me about like kind of Mad. I thought it was kind of funny.
Yeah. Yeah, we have the kids. I mean, this is like, I imagine this has to be a little bit, not a shot, right? Because I mean, that like sort of implies there's like a mean spirit to it, but like just pointing out the loss of being able to discover Mad at a newsstand.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know,
I never had a subscription. I'm sure I read every single issue of Mad and Cracked from like maybe 88 or whatever to about 98. But I never had a subscription. I got them all at the grocery store. My parents would go to the grocery store, at a convenience store or wherever. I mean, they should have got me a subscription. They would have saved a lot of money, but
yeah, save $19 off the cover price or whatever it was. Yeah.
But,
well, and that's like, this is what it felt like, man. Like when you like reading Monroe and being like you were saying, this is gritty. This is a little bit dangerous. I can't wait to show my buddy Aaron and Harrison. They're gonna shit their pants when they see this.
Yeah. Well, and I mean, like even after I stopped reading Mad for years, I'd pick it up at the newsstand and leaf through it, you know?
Yeah.
Because I went through probably about another 10-year period after that where I didn't really read Mad other than when my grandma would give me one for Christmas or whatever. But
yeah. Oh, somebody distracted me with a comment. Trucker Ford, does anybody remember the Mad Tiki mug? That is like impossible to find for a low price.
I think the Mad Tiki mug was in the on the title page of that. I think right in the middle on the page before. I think I saw it right below the look.
Yeah. Yeah, that is. That's it, I think. Well, and actually, Well, here, I may as well grab it. It's right nearby.
Oh, you got one.
Yeah.
You got a line on another one?
This is a case of, I feel like a little lucky because one, I got one of those like nice Norman Mingo prints for free doing the subscription thing. I got the issue with the middle finger. I got a vault copy of that. They were giving those away if you got the subscription. And then I got this, but this one I felt ripped off on because I wasn't reading the fine print. And I thought
Oh,
it
so
was
you didn't realize it was like a mug for like a cat or something.
yeah, I thought it was full sized.
Yeah, no.
And so when I got this in the mail, I was so pissed.
Classic comic book mail-in scam.
Yeah. But it's cool. I like it. I should like take it out and like put it on display, but it's just
You
sitting
can put
in
a
the
couple
box.
Skittles in there for guests.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I guess like if you're a drinker, this is probably shot glass sized.
It's about an ounce.
I guess. I don't know. Yeah.
That's what they're for. It looks about that.
Yeah. And it's like somewhat narrow. So if you're
I mean,
into
you could
that,
also have giant hands too, so it's hard to tell.
yeah. I'm you know, this is well, no, never mind. That joke doesn't work. Never mind. I was gonna say this is a regular size can of Coke, and I realized it is a regular size can. So,
What did you like that classic Andre the Giant picture of him holding a beer?
yeah, that's what I do with like those little mini cans. I always pretend like I'm a giant, you know.
Yeah.
Walk around with my phone, like, look at this iPad.
I also love giant things and then pretending that I'm small.
Yeah.
Either way, it's a good time.
Yeah, you remember that Gallagher special where he had the big old couch?
I didn't see that one.
Oh, you didn't?
Sorry.
Oh,
I'm not a
right.
huge Gallagher guy. I'm not anti-Gallagher, but
well,
I didn't
spoiler
really
alert, it ends with him
Gallagher.
smashing watermelons, okay?
That's the extent of my Gallagher knowledge.
Yeah. So here we have some 1969 Aragones. Sort of like that. Must have been around the time he started, right?
Yeah.
And
I like the more in the bottom. He included that on the page before as well, I think.
Oh, he did? Oh yeah, he has it drawn in. Yeah. Is that something I've just never noticed?
That's a six-fingered hand?
Wait, what?
Is it this? I'm assuming it's a six-fingered hand.
All right, hold on. Dude.
Yeah.
Oh, geez. This is great. This is going great. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That hand has 6 fingers.
Yeah, there you go. You're welcome.
I said I didn't like that power dynamic.
Come on, that one's well established.
Well, I'm ignorant, all right? I've said that on every live stream. Scott Connor, Sergio started working for Mad in 63. That's good to know. That's really good to know. Here we go.
Yeah, it's good. That's like a long payoff on that one.
Yeah. It kind of reminds me of the Don Martin would do that with some of his.
Yeah.
You know, with the Mount Rushmore, that's like a classic one.
Yeah.
But this is like one of the ones.
I think the best one has got to be Jaffe's fly with the fly on the blueprints, and that's on the building.
I don't remember that one.
And at the end, the building has a big fly built into it. You know what I'm talking about?
I don't know.
It was in I think it was in the Jaffe issue even. It's like a bunch of
really?
people. They've got blueprints for a building, and someone smacks a fly on the blueprints, and they build the building, and there's a big fly built into the building, like a swoosh fly.
I feel like that is a gag that they went to the well on a couple times because
I think that was the original. I think that was.
Right.
I even pitched one that was that same premise, basically.
Yeah, yours was in Freaky, right? Where it was.
No, I didn't do that one in Freaky, but I did one with a fly in Freaky, but that's not the same.
Yeah, that one's. I was going to say that one's pretty different.
I pitched a similar one to Mad with like a woman's butt on a photocopier that they were doing the things on, and then they built the building. It's a giant butt, but it was a filler joke. It didn't
Yeah.
fly.
But but there was also one, I think, like Don Martin with a pyramid being built upside down or
Oh
something.
yeah.
Where it was like,
that might be the original, actually.
yeah. Here we have another comment. I like going to the comments out of like the new Mad magazines. Which is your favorite cover? Oh, like out of the reboot? Oh,
I don't know. I'd have to look at Doug Guilford's cover site.
yeah.
Got a second screen down here, so I'm going to do that.
Yeah, that's a good question. Here, maybe I might drop out the Mad Cam for a moment. But yeah, that's a really good question. I think there were some really memorable ones that like in that era. And here, I'm going to bring my screen in. Of course, we're going to go to.
So we're saying from the reboot of 1 up until 17 now.
Yeah, I think so. Well, Trucker Ford's, he says number 7. Since you have one on your mind, we'll bring that one up right away. Oh, the self-storage one?
I'm in that one. I like that one.
You're in it?
I think I'm in that issue.
Oh, in the issue, I thought like you were like chicken fat on the
I'm
cover.
in the closed storage container. I'm in the one that's closed.
Yeah. Yeah, this is a fun. I like this one because it is like, Mad does self-referential things, and it's all.
This is the old stuff. Dude. This is like the old humor. This is like really good. It's really playing on something. Hard to say what the best one is.
I do like. I thought number 6 is pretty good. It's such a departure.
I like the cracked reference. This,
Okay,
the Alfred that's painting himself into a corner.
Oh yeah!
This
oh my
like
gosh!
A recurring cracked gag, and he's dressed like Sylvester P. Smythe. Yeah, so I did really like that.
Yeah,
and I think this is a ballsy cover. I really like that one.
Yeah, it's nice when chances are taken, and especially it's like, why not? You do the reboot, like let's do something different. Let me see, because there is one. Oh, dang it. I mean, I do really like number 1.
Yeah, one's pretty good.
That was pretty awesome. Someone thought the cover of 7 was interesting because there's a dead Alfred in the storage. Is one of them dead? I guess I like totally went past that. I want to see dead Alfred.
I think I'd probably lean towards this one, 7, 6 or 7.
Yeah. Wait, is one of them dead? Is it this one?
He doesn't look very fresh. It's not a fresh Alfred.
Ooh. Presuming the future of Mad. Oh. All right. Yeah, 6 or 7. I would say 1 or 6. Well, this is a close one for me. I like the Kurtzman logo.
Yeah.
And I know it's like very corporate, but it's pretty awesome. And I don't think the
last one that's on newsstands.
I think it was, yeah. And
yeah, because I was in the next one, and they didn't print my name.
Are you serious?
Yeah, it's my first full page. They printed my name, but they printed it on the wrong layer, so it shows up underneath. So I get like corrected in the next one.
Yeah, you're like, I want you to print a retraction.
Yeah, it just got worse.
Correction.
I did ask for that.
I mean, it is like you should. I mean, like, you need to be. What is it? Me and Dalton are like twins. I don't know in what way because I don't know Trucker Ford. Maybe because he has cat ears.
Maybe.
Is that cat ears on Dalton?
Probably because they both drive Chevys.
Oh, yeah.
We got the Mad Cam going on.
Let's see. Wait, how do I get Mad Cam?
There we go. I think you get it by like using a washroom and not washing your hands afterwards.
I think he was. I think it goes without saying he was a very talented writer, but it was cool to see his writing done by other artists.
Sergio.
Yes, Sergio.
He actually he wrote The Spirit for a while in the 2000s.
No way.
Him and I want to say Mark Evanier, but I just heard Sergio pronounce it Mark Evanier.
Yeah.
So maybe that's the correct pronunciation. But yeah, they were both.
Always defer to Sergio.
Yeah. Well, I mean, he's got a heavy accent, so I don't know. He might be accentuating it, but they both have writing credits on like a run of The Spirit in the 2000s.
Yeah.
So
that's cool. I mean, that's a pretty awesome character too.
Well, he's described himself as a writer who draws.
Yeah.
Like he's a storyteller first, and then he's a cartoonist second. Cartooning is like secondary to telling stories.
Here we go. Scott Connor. Hey, Scott Connor. I've never seen you in here, man.
Welcome. Okay. All right. I'll never mispronounce it again.
Yeah. But welcome to the channel, man. I appreciate you coming by and filling us in on all filling me in on all the stuff I'm getting wrong and helping Kyle with pronunciations.
Yeah, thank you. I love nothing more than to be corrected.
Where's the?
I always love the shadow nose.
Yes.
You know, it's just makes so much sense. It's such a good bit.
Absolutely.
I like this one with him throwing the shoe at the woman, the dog poo shoe.
Oh, yeah.
Very, very, very funny.
Can I fit that?
Oh, she's so smug with her little, even the dog's an asshole.
I loved this, like that weird jawline too.
Yeah, she looks like she's from BC, comic BC.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, where it's like she should be like chipping out a stone wheel or something.
Yeah, she should be riding a little wheel in a Nintendo game or something.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, these are those pants.
Oh, it's dripping off too. Oh, man.
That's pretty foul. I gotta figure out a better solution for this Mad Cam thing.
I suggested lifting up the book.
Yeah, but then maybe I'll try that. That is a good point. Dude, this is I like this. This is how I view my YouTube channel. There I am. And look at that is my family watching. I got a quote. Okay, here we go. I'd like to see Wacky Packages spoof on Mad Magazine cover. What are Wacky Packages?
It was like a trading card series, I think, of like stickers or whatever, and they would be like regular products, like it'd be Crest, but it'd be like
crust,
and it'd be have bread on it or something. I don't know. They'd always be. It's kind of like a Garbage Pail Kids kind of thing.
Okay.
But how would you spoof that on Mad?
Yeah, that's hard.
Like,
it's hard to.
That's like a double negative almost, you know.
Yeah.
It's like you do regular packages.
Yeah. Well, and then
advertising.
Yeah, you get stuff like I did see the back side of this, which is the ad parodies. Yeah. It is like spoofing a spoof is difficult.
Or was it Mad that did the E.T. ham? That's one of my favorites. You know what I'm talking about?
No.
You know the E.T. ham?
No, but his head looks like ham. Is that basically the premise?
It's like they have like a ham. It was like a Mad Products, and it was a ham. but then like where it's cut, it's ET's face.
Oh my
It's
God.
perfect.
That's so disturbing.
Oh yeah, it's good. It's good.
But that is something that they would do now with the amount of product placement.
Well, we'll see it again in a future issue because they'll have to recycle everything.
Yeah, that is true. A bite bigger than his bark. How do you feel about these where it's like it's somebody came in and colored this? Because this predates the coloring of.
Is it? Because he did some color stuff too, I'm sure. Hold on, I've got it up here. Let me take a closer
I guess
look.
maybe if it was on a back cover.
Yeah, I don't know. It could have been on a back cover, 1981.
Yeah.
Just because this coloring doesn't look very much like most of his digital coloring.
Yeah.
It looks a little bit more naturalistic, but maybe someone else colored it. I don't know.
He doesn't work digitally, does he? Like he'll color it, but he uses pen and ink, right?
As far as I know, yeah.
Presumably.
I'm pretty sure there's a picture of his pen on the cover. He uses like fountain pens.
Yeah.
Pretty sure.
Oh yeah, pencil and pen right there.
I've seen a lot of drawings where it's like that exact pen. So either he just is really good at drawing that pen and that's what he always uses as stand-in, or that's what he uses.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure I've seen him use that before too.
Yeah. He seems like that sort of old school dude that uses.
I love those pens too. That's the type of pen I use when I use a pen.
Fountain pen?
That or like a rapidograph.
All right. What's a rapidograph?
It's like a engineer's pen.
Okay.
So they're like, it gives like a perfect line or a
Yeah.
near perfect line. I mean, now I use a computer and then I get a perfect line every time. So
All right, yeah. I use a fountain pen, but I don't draw anything. I just use it for writing.
for writing,
Yeah.
yeah.
It just makes me feel fancy.
It's hard to buy good drawing fountain pens because of that. Because the people who write with them, when you go to look for information, that's what they're talking about. No one's talking about drawing.
Yeah. Is it not as transferable? Like one that functions really well as a writing utensil. Like,
Depends how you draw. Some people like a really flexible nib.
Yeah.
Because they want to like be able to, they call it like noodling. They want to be able to like get a nice variety of line weight.
Okay.
Which I don't really. I want a little bit of variety, but not much.
Yeah.
Which is what Sergio kind of does mostly. Like his line weight is pretty consistent. Like I can't imagine he has too flexible a nib on there.
Yeah.
Maybe he does.
Yeah. I mean, it's like if you look at the cover and stuff, it is like incredibly consistent.
Yeah.
Like I swear I've seen this before and this was not color.
I don't think this one was, or maybe actually, I don't know. It's hard to tell because this coloring is so not like the coloring that you see on a Mad Look At.
Yeah.
Like
is it possible that he made it in color and then they
printed it in black and white?
Yeah. Would that I mean, because I guess I imagine like some of these shades would read the same though.
I mean, this could be done digitally and just made to look like it was done naturally.
Yeah. This is one
like this isn't how normally his color work looks.
Okay.
And like nowadays I say it looks very slick and digital.
Yeah, yeah. But this is one of my favorite ones. Like the bits of his.
This is good, yeah.
This poor sap just like and then he just gets spotted and gets cracked upside the head.
Yeah, it's funny, but then it's also like police brutality.
Oh, stop.
Which is funny. In humor is funny.
This is PC gone amok.
Culture vultures are coming for your comics.
I love this though. Like his happy.
Oh, he's so happy. I like his big fat body, you know.
Yeah.
He's such a lummox, you know.
Oh, absolutely.
Like you can look at any Sergio character and like you know everything about them.
Yeah. Well, and I mean, like, I guess arguably, I'll say, and no, I'm not going to say something that's arguable. I mean, in 1969, like, wasn't that, when did Kent State happen? Like, and this is like
Well, in a lot of
possibly,
ways, 1969 was the end of the 60s. So this was in April. So this would have been actually like at the beginning of 69.
yeah.
I don't know when
Oh,
Kent State
okay.
happened.
This is right before the massacre at Kent State. So it's not as in poor taste for a cop to be beaten on a hippie.
No, it's still funny.
It is.
It's still like a holdover from like Chaplin shorts or something.
This is like, it was one of the things I discovered when I was doing these videos is that he was not the one who started a mad look at.
No, it's true. Berg used to do it, right? Your favorite, your boy?
I think Berg may have done one. I think Bob Clark did one. Yeah, it's there have been a couple people that did it, and I mean, Aragones did it the best, obviously.
Although his early contributions, did he do one like a mad look at astronauts or something? I think that might have been one of his really early contributions.
Maybe maybe this is a new piece.
One.
Maybe this is a new piece then, because look, there's the astronaut. I mean, I think this is actually do you think this is referential to like maybe?
Could be. He does like astronaut comics, or he used to do them in Europe. It's like Buzz and something. It was like, because he was doing a bunch of comics in Europe the whole time he was doing Mad.
Really?
Yeah, just like shorts in different magazines.
Man, you know so much stuff.
This is like the one area where I know anything. And even then, I mean, I'm probably getting it all wrong.
Here we go. The space program piece was Sergio's very first work in Mad.
Yeah, his first issue, he does the cover gag. He does the marginals and a mad look at U.S. space effort.
Yeah.
There's the great Feldstein comment about Sergio, where he says he could have drawn the entire magazine if we let him.
Yeah, I was just about to say, like, in line with that, I mean, it's kind of interesting to see what he just totally took over, because Mad, before he started, and probably like, you know, when he first began, they were doing those like little gags, but they were all word based, and it would be, the text would be inverted, and it was almost like you know, who's that character Johnny Carson did, where it's like, where he would say the punchline or whatever.
I know who you're talking about. I don't know the name of it.
Yeah, the great something or other. But he would where they would have like basically the punchline at the start, and he would read, you know, what it was, and then all of these little setups all throughout the magazine, but they always printed them upside down in the margins. And then he took over that, you know, with the drawn in dramas. He took over a mad look at. Yeah.
Oh, he's just so good.
Yeah. I don't really know what this means, Minder.
Or this joke?
Yeah.
Well, they're protesting out in the rain, right?
Oh, no. This comment right here.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. No, I get the joke. I enjoyed this.
AEW.
Some of,
is that like a wrestling organization? I don't know why.
Yeah. But I love his like sort of one panel gags. I think he's like, I mean, I don't know. There's just so much going on here. I think like something that I've brought up before with his mad look ats and stuff, and I'm curious to know your thoughts on it, is the way that he will do. Well, I don't know. It seems like maybe they had it in this one, but where he'll use this masking on images,
Oh yeah.
and then leave certain characters or certain details as the white of the page
Yeah.
to like sort of like push things back.
Yeah, it's because your eyes are lazy, right? They're attracted to the white space.
Yeah.
So it really pushes everything forward. Yeah, I think he would do that great. And I prefer like his mad work in black and white to color. Definitely.
Yeah. Well, and I feel like with black and white, you can do that. You can't really do it in color.
Not as
I
easy,
mean,
no.
what's that?
Not as easy.
Yeah.
I mean, people do use like that's why when you're doing color, a lot of times you'll switch it onto black and white just to make sure all your values are interacting just right, you know?
Mm. That's very interesting. I don't know that.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah, that's what people do. You put it in black and white, and then you can see like what's getting washed out, what's coming to like the foreground, because the colors distract you so much.
Yeah.
This is a classic piece, The Vampire.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. We got
This is like the Futurama kind of stole this joke a bit.
with what? Which what gag was it in Futurama?
Where the big aliens that come in and are always taking over Earth,
Yeah.
the big scary ones. Their kids are
Yeah.
poplars. He eats a hippie at one point when he's supposed to eat Leela. He goes, "Oh, I think there was something in that hippie."
Yeah, the guys from Omicron Persei 8. This is great. This is there was that awesome artist who did hopefully I have a feeling Scott Connor will know this. He did that Bob Dylan poster. That's sort of like this, where you have like these very how would you describe this? Like where it's like very clear demarcations between the colors. Do you guys know?
I don't know. It looks like just psychedelic posters from the '60s, like a Mouse Kelly or like a who else? Griffith or Bill Griffin. Who's the other one? Victor Moscoso.
Okay. I wonder if that's one of the guys that did that Bob Dylan poster that I'm talking about, that I'm thinking about and mumbling about, not actually talking about.
I feel like this disco one here is a little out of date. This is really like a time and place kind of comic, I think.
Yeah.
Even more so than the protesters.
Well, yeah. Well, at least like with protesters, it's always relevant, right? Like disco music and dance clubs.
Yeah, they're still hippies now. They just listen to techno.
Yeah. So yeah, you just get abused. This is like, you know what happened? He went to that what is that? Studio 54.
Yeah, Sergio was definitely at Studio 54.
Well, he went one time and he was like, I'm never going again. This is how I felt walking out of there. That's my theory. I'm going to ask him about it. Mad's handy clues, hints, and tip-offs that you're really unquestionably, without a doubt, stipooed. I think I remember this from when I was 1990.
So this is like right in my wheelhouse here.
Yeah. This is one that I guess I read it in the magazine as a kid, but it was probably when like because I like just inherited my brother's Mad collection. But I remember as a kid just being, this was so hilarious.
That's good.
I was just
that's like a Mad classic. Just misspell the word. Boom. There's your joke.
This is an era though where he like, I don't know, he captured people of a time really well. And so I
love the text on this one. This is Dan Bircher, but you're absolutely convinced that nostalgia is a thing of the past. It's such like a hokey, like Fozzie Bear joke or something.
Oh my goodness. The yeah, who- Dan Bircher. Did he do much stuff here?
I don't know. When I was a kid, I never really looked at the writers. I didn't
Yeah,
care.
I'm.
And I mean, I started reading Mad before I could read. So like Sergio was my entry point for Mad, for sure.
Yeah,
Obviously not this article, but
yeah. Scott gets it.
I love some of the idiots in here. They're just like with their teeth.
But yeah, like this guy, this punk guy, he was like a somewhat recurring character, I feel like.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I like how he captured the times. This feels like the 90s.
It's like
stuff
disaffected Gen X.
Yeah. But like, I don't know. It's like his style remained his style, but it still remained current.
Yeah.
He never became dated. Like Berg, and like how long did Berg work? I'm pretty sure Berg was working into the 90s, but it seemed like he was still drawing people from the 70s.
Yeah, well, it's just that Berg was such a genius that he was able to get away with it,
Trying to upset me.
There's a Berg joke in here that I think you'll appreciate.
Pointed out.
I do like Berg. I think Berg is good.
I do too. I truly I do. But the lighter side of
it doesn't appeal to the 12 and under crowd.
Yeah.
The lighter side of was something that I sneered at as a kid until I got older, and then I was reading through my Mads, and then I really reappreciated them or began to appreciate them because it was like, wow, this is something I haven't read yet, and there's so many jokes.
Yeah. All right, maybe I'll read one of these days. I never got to that phase. I was that way.
I like you better as not liking them though.
Oh,
I feel
okay.
like you not liking Dave Berg is much more interesting.
Yeah, fuck Dave Berg. Remember Alfred E. Newman's girlfriend from a Valentine's issue, and she was never seen again because people thought they were brother and sister. Yeah, that was a Kelly Freeze issue, wasn't it? I think.
I know the cover, but
it was the one where she's beating the drum. Oh no! I'm sorry. Yes, I'm confusing it. Where it's like hearts with like the
yeah. It's like a Valentine's issue, and it's kind of sweet.
Yeah,
she looks just like him.
Yeah, that's the danger of making your main character's girlfriend look.
Yeah, you get it. Mickey and Minnie get away with it, but like when they're humans, it gets a little bit too gross. Especially Alfred is already like the appeal is that he's so unappealing.
Yeah, I don't know. I kind of thought that Lady Alfred was kind of cute. I'm not gonna lie.
If she has a name, I think we should use it. I feel like Lady Alfred is a little dismissive.
Well, you know what I bet it is? I bet it was something horrible like Alfredina. Which only further made people believe that they were siblings,
So there's another one here I really like. I really like the guy calling his neighbors in the bottom left-hand corner.
Oh, yeah.
He's like a mean idiot.
Yeah, your neighbor's radio blares at 3 a.m. and you angrily call him up and demand that he change the station at once. Where's the Berg joke?
Not in this page. It's later in the issue.
Oh, okay.
You'll see it. I'll point it out.
All right. I was looking through this. I was like...
I saw it when I read it before, and I was like, got him. Yeah.
I do love this one, too.
Captain Kangaroo, yeah.
Because also, like, I don't know, was Captain Kangaroo still relevant in 1990?
I think it was probably still on the air in 1990. Yeah.
All right.
I remember from when I was a kid. I didn't watch it, but we had a different guy. We had Mr. Dress Up in Canada.
Yeah.
That's who I really watched. But Captain Kangaroo was also on sometimes.
I really enjoy sometimes when writers will do things like it's almost like they're stubbornly out of date. Where
Yeah,
it's like,
yeah.
I'm going to
Every
make this
phone is a rotary
reference.
phone.
What's that?
That's me pretty much. Like, I don't think I've ever drawn someone talking on a cell phone. It's always a rotary phone that I never had.
Exactly. It does it. I wonder when it will turn over and that will become like it won't communicate as much.
Well,
Saying
I
like,
mean, I teach kids, and one thing I find is that I teach how to make zines, and so we use a photocopier, and like I'll have a kid, and I'm trying to get them to press the buttons, and I'll say, "Oh, press the pound button," and they'll look at me, and I'll say, "Oh, the number sign," and they'll look at me, I'll say, "The hashtag," and they go, "Oh," and then they know what button to press. So uh, it's coming up fast.
yeah,
To switch to like a flip phone or something for kids to know what I'm drawing anymore.
that's what I got.
You got a flip phone.
Well, I used to. I had to upgrade to a bar phone, but
Oh,
yeah, look at that.
is that like a burner?
Yeah. Yeah. I drug deal in my free time.
Nice. Nice.
Uh, okay, hold on. They should make more characters like Alfred instead of Alfred, Black Spy, White Spy, Gray Lady, and Flip the Bird.
More characters
That's
like Alfred. I don't know what
like,
that means.
oh,
Oh, now they're flying by my screen.
yeah. Just in reruns. I don't know. I feel like they're yeah, I mean like here the thing about making new characters is it's a lot harder than it seems.
Yeah.
Like you get that in DC. Everything I know is DC Comics related, but comics in general, like it's like, well, make new characters. It's like, yeah, but for every Deadpool, right? Like Rob Liefeld made Deadpool. There's about 30 other characters that failed. You know, he has whole teams of characters that failed.
You need a publisher that's committed
Mhm.
to you to like build a character, because nobody likes a new character. You
Yeah.
know, I mean, some people do, but generally new characters don't perform well, and they need to become old characters where people will like them.
This is going back to Star Wars.
Like what they did with Ahsoka Tano in that show.
Yeah. I was watching a video about that, and Dave Filoni intentionally made her hated and had like the whole arc planned out. So she would be, I haven't watched the show, but like the idea being that she would like be humbled and then endeared by characters because she had this arc.
Yeah.
And that's pretty genius. That's like some next level thinking when it comes to introducing characters.
Well, it's like long-term story planning or long-term booking.
Yeah.
Call it wrestling.
How many characters does SNL have? I don't know. About a fraction of the ones that they tried and failed, though.
Yeah.
It's the exact same thing, you know.
Well, and even ones that were around for a while, like the copy guy, he's not. They're still doing him, are they?
No, and thankfully not, because that was horrible.
Yeah, that was a bad one.
Copies. Diane from accounting.
He's like an anti-vaxxer guy now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know?
He's like an insufferable internet guy.
That's how I feel about almost every internet person. Hey, how did we meet?
Us, Reddit.
But the internet.
Oh, they have Reddit on the internet now?
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah, it just came through. You don't have to use your rotary phone.
Get that on computers.
It's not a party line anymore.
Nice. I had a friend who had a party line growing up.
For real?
Yeah.
Did they like live out in the boonies in Nova Scotia?
They lived in a hamlet. Like it was too small to be called a town or a village. It was a hamlet, and they had a party line.
Yeah.
And like you have pick up the phone and hear other people's phone conversations, which we did all the time because we were kids.
I had I did not have a party line, but I found an old cordless phone in my aunt's belongings, and I plugged it in, and I discovered that it was on the exact same frequency as her neighbor's phone, so I could just pick it up and listen in. And
Nice.
yeah,
Nice.
kids are awful. Kids are creepy.
Oh yeah, I've got a 1-year-old, and I just every time I look at him, I'm like, how are you going to disappoint me in the future?
It's not
How
going
are
to
you
take
going to
long.
cause me problems?
Yeah.
God knows I deserve it too.
Yeah. Uh-oh. I lost Mad Cam.
Uh-oh.
That's okay though. I thought that this might happen.
I'm going to take this Mad Cam interruption to use the bathroom, I think.
Yeah, for sure. Anyway, I'll remove that right now. I'll just turn to the chat. You guys have any thoughts or questions? Minder, with respect, I have no idea what you're talking about. I'm going to be honest. Yeah, Mad Magazine, I guess, if you don't know, they're not doing any new material. So if you're looking for them to spoof new things, it's just not really going to happen. Sketchy Works. Wait, I always call you Sketchy Works, but is it Sketch I Works? Mad Cam has gone mad and died. Yeah, it did. But I charged up a bunch of batteries. Here's the thing. I just figured out how to use an old Canon DSLR as a camera or as a web camera. And so now I'm able to use them as an additional one. So I think it's going to kind of improve.
What's going on with the Mad Cam? While I was
Oh,
gone?
it's back. Mad Cam is back. Yeah, I just had to swap out the batteries.
This
I need
time
to
it's
get.
personal.
They do sell batteries like on a wire, so you can just have it plugged in. And I need to invest in one of those, but it's pretty low on the priority list. Peter Marks. Peter Max, not Marks. Let's see. I'm going to Google it. No, this is not the one. I don't think so. But I mean, like, this is absolutely the style of poster that I was referencing before. I'm going to say Bob Dylan hippie poster. Bob Dylan hippie poster. Boom, this one. Milton Glaser. That's who I was thinking of.
Oh yeah, that's like the only one I didn't name.
Yeah. So that's sort of imprinted in my mind. My mom had an original of these posters. Like, they were mass produced. It's not like she owned a piece of art or something. But so this is one that is like really ingrained in my mind. Oh yeah, there we go.
Mad Cam, you're back.
Mad Cam's back.
Lord,
it's back, baby. The Cockroach is a classic.
Good one, yeah.
Yeah. I feel like this was in one that I did recently. Mad 181.
I like the little marginalia in the corner of that one. The very bottom. Very funny. Dark but funny.
Oh my gosh. Are all of these margins new?
I would assume. Well, maybe they brought him in for that. Maybe that's why it was 8.4 pages.
Yeah.
Because they pay you to like scale of like how much of a page you cover.
Oh, really?
And then they split that in half, like writer and artist.
Yeah.
So like they can hire you for like an 1/8 of a page.
Or a 64th when it comes to margins.
I wonder if he probably just gives them a full page, and then they just probably split that up. Full page
I
with
would,
like gags.
yeah, I'd imagine that would be. I mean, sometimes I say things like, "I imagine that's what they would do," which makes it seem like I have some insight.
Well, if you had insight, you wouldn't have to imagine it.
Perfect. Yeah, but very good point. But I just don't. I'm fearful that a viewer might mistake me for somebody that knows what they're talking about. That's what I'm worried about happening one day. Scott Connor, that would be awesome. And Doug Guilford, he's in the process of doing all of them. Like he's trying to catalog all of the marginals, I think. It's not a book, but it would be something that you can see.
I think there's paperbacks. Like there's old paperbacks from the 70s, 80s, and 90s of Sergio's marginals. You can still pick up pretty cheap.
Are they part of like that the Mad paperback collection, or is it something different?
Yeah. Like I thought I had one handy, but like just like the little, like it'd be like a little paperback.
Yeah.
And you'd buy it like the gas station or whatever.
Yeah, from like Ballantine Books or something.
Exactly,
Yeah.
So here's your Berg joke.
Oh yeah.
Do you want me to tell you where, or is this like a where's Berg?
No, tell me.
Top left.
Okay, here we go. Here's Dave Berg. Here's your autographed book. That'll be $2 extra. $2 extra for your autograph? Yeah, instead of giving you $3 for taking the book, I'll give you $5. Oh my goodness.
He's captured the signature. Perfect.
Yeah, absolutely. When was this released? When did they do
I think it's like 87 or something.
87. So this is like, it's kind of interesting because this is the sort of before Comic Cons were,
This
I mean, like
before the normalization, like this is before the Comic-Conification of all society, basically.
Yes.
This is like when it was a unique thing.
Where they would have comics.
Very much so. And like there's things on here that I wonder do still hold up, like Flaming Carrot. Is that still a thing?
I don't know.
Also,
Captain Carrot? I know Captain Carrot.
That's with his celery and carrot and celery, right? Oh, it's Captain Vegetable. Sorry, that's who I'm thinking of.
Did you ever insult? Hey, Bill Morrison wrote Captain Carrot. I'm surprised you didn't know that. Guess you didn't stick around for the whole interview.
What? Did he talk about that on there?
Yeah, he wrote the final arc of Captain Carrot.
Oh, I didn't know that. I did cut out for a little bit of that interview.
I knew it.
My computer froze up.
Yeah. I used to have all these Disney comic books when I was a kid. My old man threw them out. No, what you mean? My mother destroyed all my Superman comics. If parents never got rid of comics, there'd be no reason to hold these conventions.
I love the Freak Brothers poster here. A little bit of a Gilbert Shelton. It's three guys. That's Freewheelin' Franklin, Fat Freddy, and Phineas Freak.
Is that like some what do you call it?
It's a Fabulous Furry Freak Brothers.
Yeah, who did those though? Like what's that?
Gilbert Shelton.
Gilbert Shelton?
Yeah.
Is that like some type of, is that like an R. Crumb style comic?
It's like, it's probably the second most known like underground comic.
Okay. Yeah. Oh, here's your captain.
So there's like Flaming Carrot.
Yeah.
That was like a thing in the like 80s and 90s.
Here's the Spirit, a nice little reference to his own work.
Well, he wouldn't have been writing it then, I don't think.
Oh, okay.
I think it was like early 2000s when he was writing it.
Yeah.
Unless he did another run on it. There's a bunch of mad guys up here. There's Jaffe.
Oh, yeah. Where? Direct me.
Oh, to your left. Just keep going left. There's Jaffe. I'm assuming that's got to be Don Martin. game,
yeah.
signing an autograph.
And is this Meglin?
Oh yeah, probably.
That's lovely. I mean, like, oh, Hagar the Horrible. Nice. It
I
is
think
like,
Sergio really loves American comics.
yeah.
Like he really, he seems to have all the references down. And I don't
Well,
think
I mean, like, Gru is a pretty American comic, right? I mean, it's like, it's,
Gru is fantastic.
yeah.
I'm a big fan of Gru. In
But I
fact,
mean, it's like, it's an American style comic, right? It's his own creation. It's
very
not
much,
like,
yeah. Like it's
yeah.
very much like Conan the Barbarian. Gru even fought Conan the Barbarian, I believe, for Dark Horse.
For real?
Yeah, there's like Gru versus Conan. Sergio's actually in this one too, in the bottom right. There's self-portrait.
Oh, right. I was looking at the left. Bottom right.
He's drawing Gru,
yeah.
actually. I think that might be the only appearance of Gru in this. Gru is like a really pioneering creator comic. Like he wanted to do Gru for years, and none of the comic companies would let him retain any rights, so he wouldn't do it.
Yeah.
And then during the like comics boom in the 80s, a lot of publishers came out and they would let people actually own their own creations.
Yeah. After they lost a bunch of people to.
Yeah. Well, and then he got bought up by Marvel. You know, Gru became in Marvel for the next 120 issues or whatever.
Wow. So here's like just another one where it is like,
this is too much. It's too much for print. Like this needs to be like a much bigger poster, I think.
yeah.
I love this artwork, but
it's like, it's difficult to read a lot. And I mean, it's like, if you're looking at this and you're like, no, it's because the camera's so far away. It's not.
No, I've seen this printed several times, and like I've never been satisfied with the scale of it. It's too, it's smaller than its marginals. I love this Popeye statue in Texas. That's pretty funny.
Here you have Moxie again. See, he stuck with it.
He didn't go. He didn't go for it. I'm more of a Burma shave kind of guy. I go for the Burma shave joke. I think that's funny.
Is that the one where they would have like the signs?
Yeah.
Yeah. This is why, I mean, it must have been a poster sign, because like, look at how he has that.
Oh, maybe they released it as a poster, like a promotional poster.
I mean, it had to have been, because, and like, we have modern printing capabilities. I can't imagine. Oh, whoops, hitting the wrong button. I can't imagine this being printed in 81 on newsprint.
Well, it would have been like inside the cover or something.
So that would make it even smaller, though, right?
It was originally published in Mad Special number 37. It could have folded out and been bigger.
The winter 1981. Oh yeah, maybe it was one of those cutout posters. Know who would know? Mad cover site.
I don't know how I'd look that up there on that.
Either do I. So I'm not going to. I feel like Minder is messing with me.
Have you seen any of these Hanna-Barbera WWF cartoons?
No.
I wouldn't actually go and watch them myself, but there's a great podcast, if you like wrestling, called Old School Wrestling Review.
Yeah.
And there's a couple of Irish guys, or 3 Irish guys, and they review old like wrestling pay-per-views, and they'll do like story arcs.
Yeah.
And they did the Hanna-Barbera WWF cartoon videos for kids. And they're pretty funny. They're pretty funny. I don't know. I think you have to be bought in on wrestling, though.
Yeah. Well, I know that Undertaker did a Scooby-Doo episode, didn't he?
Well, that was one. That was like a Scooby-Doo Oh no, wait, yeah, he did the Scooby Doo one, and then there was also no, he did a Flintstones. Flintstones.
Oh, he did?
Yeah, I think Kane was in the Scooby Doo one,
All right.
unless they did another one after that.
Yeah. See, I'm not up on all that wrestling stuff.
Me neither. I mostly only like local wrestling, but
The mad sale of expendable American properties, landmarks, and monuments. I might just keep going past that. Is that okay with you? What's that?
A lot of text on that page.
Yeah. Alley oops.
The comic about a caveman with access to a time machine.
Wait, what?
That's alley oop, but this
Oh.
is
All right. This is just lovely.
I like that. I like this hobo here.
Yeah.
You really can tell his nonchalance.
He's well, he was a hipster. That's what he did. Oh, wait. Oh, I forgot. I missed. There's the little old lady. He was a hipster, you know? That's what they looked like in the 60s.
This might have been in like one of the big Mad books or something, because I've definitely seen this a few times.
Yeah. I think like, you know, one like kind of difficult thing with writing humor in comics is like, you know, your eyes always go to the punchline. And so it's like, you know, when they split it, so you have that big one on the back to.
This is why Instagram comics are so exciting to me.
Yeah.
Because you have so much more control.
Is there, what are some good Instagram comics that you're reading?
I don't know of any. I'm sorry.
Oh, okay.
I just think in theory, the one that I'm going to be releasing soon is going to be really good.
Yeah.
Skippy and Elmer is quite good.
Yeah, I think I follow them.
That's my student. He's like 14.
Nice.
Jack. Yeah.
I'll actually look at there's somebody in here who has Sketch iWorks.
Oh yeah, I've seen.
If you want, you can just call me. That's a weird one for me to just click on randomly. But Sketch iWorks does. I think it's pretty cool the way they do it. With it's like everything you see the whole thing, but it's grayed out, so you focus. It's kind of, I haven't seen other people do that. I thought it's kind of a neat way. You get a peek at what's coming, but you don't read it the same way.
Yeah, I like the swipe. I think it's kind of neat. The only thing I don't like about Instagram for comics is that you only get 10 panels per post.
Yeah.
So that's kind of limiting.
Have you posted any of your stuff? Well, you posted one recently of which one was it?
I post like Humor While You Wait and Silent But Deadly, which are the same thing basically.
Yeah.
I post those on Instagram on occasion.
Okay.
I have a big, like I'm working on a big long graphic novel. It's going to be released on Instagram. So pay attention.
Wait, what?
Yeah.
You're gonna release the whole graphic novel on Instagram?
Yeah. It's designed to be like sliding. It's like, you know, like a 100-page, 200-page comic.
Holy moly. Are you ever gonna collect it?
Maybe afterwards. But it should be, I'll hopefully be starting soon, but
yeah,
it's kind of expanded, gotten a lot longer. So
yeah, that's super cool. Yeah. Listen, I'm gonna hide this real quick. Let's remove this. Two things. If you have not, please hit like, hit subscribe on this channel.
Hit like or subscribe.
Do that now. Yeah. Also, if you want to follow Kyle, his Instagram is linked in the description of this video and his website, so you can check out his work there. He has like a portfolio set up on his website.
Very up to date, but there's stuff up there.
Yeah, you can peruse it.
Yeah.
But follow him on Instagram. It's great. And he has this new graphic novel coming out on Instagram, which is
Eventually,
pretty
yeah. It'll probably
yeah,
be still a month or two away, but
month or two away. But you know, you don't want to be late.
it's hard to write when you have a 1-year-old.
Yeah, absolutely. That's
But
why I
I've
don't
been
write.
picking away at it.
Because,
I'm almost done. So then I'll start drawing it and putting it out. And I'm going to draw it live too, as well.
yeah.
So hopefully,
Wait, what?
yeah. Starting probably in the next couple weeks, I'm going to start doing weekly live drawing. Just whatever I'm working on. Now
Yeah.
that I draw digitally, I figured I might as well just put it on Twitch or whatever.
Yeah.
Maybe here. So
Okay, cool. So maybe maybe Twitch, maybe YouTube, maybe
yeah, I'm not sure. I'm going to probably try both at first and see which one
yeah.
is more worth it. But I'll let you know, and maybe you can mention it or something. The address.
Oh,
I don't have the
sure.
address just yet. I'm still playing around with the technology.
Yes. And yeah, I don't know a ton about it. I know a little bit though, just because of the nature of my day job. I've had to learn a lot about streaming and
Yeah, I might hit you up for some knowledge. There's a power imbalance the other way now.
oh, thank goodness. Here we got the Mad Cam.
We got
bring the
Mad Cam coming in, calling in.
Yeah. Oh, wait a second. We gotta oh dang it.
This is so embarrassing.
It is embarrassing, but now I'm gonna put this away. I'm gonna bring out this. Dalton just tweeted at me. There's the dead Alfred.
Ooh. Oh, that
is.
one. Yeah.
Yeah.
Ominous.
That is. I never noticed that. And you can tell it's him because of the tooth.
Mm.
It's missing.
It's true.
Kyle. Have you ever noticed that?
You never see a skeleton missing a tooth. Unless it's Alfred E. Newman. That's how you can tell.
Can I just say, like one thing that I enjoy about you is your comments, which make me seem like a complete moron.
I'm really not trying to do that.
No, I appreciate it. I enjoy it.
I'm honestly an asshole, and I just naturally make people dislike me.
When I said thinking when I was going through the Freaky magazine, and I was like, "Oh, I have this idea," and I described this idea of doing a political issue, much like the one that Mad Magazine issue, and you just typed, "How is that even remotely your idea?"
I just watched you like rave about that like the day before. I was watching that flipping through video.
Yeah,
and
but I was just like, "Oh, I almost lost it." It was so funny.
You got it. There was some audacity on your part there.
Yeah,
I think.
Yeah. Well, I don't know if you've noticed, but I also, with a little over 200 subscribers, refer to myself as the #1 Mad Magazine news review and interview channel. So,
well, who else? Who's competing?
I guess I really am the #1 then.
There you go.
Yeah.
Prove me wrong. I mean, but in this case, prove you wrong.
Yeah. Burden of proof is on the accuser.
Exactly.
Yeah. I think that's how the law works. But this is, I mean, this actually surprised me to see. Sergio Aragonés presents Spy versus Spy.
Yeah, this is weird. I noticed this one too.
I'm assuming this is the only time he's ever done this.
I'm surprised he hasn't. If he hasn't written more, that's kind of surprising.
Yeah,
especially like after Prohius died. I know Duck Edwing was writing some.
Yeah, I think Edwin Clark was involved. I don't know if it was just art or writing, and Doug Mank, I think, did writing for it.
I think Edwing was probably like one of my top 5 mad artists when I was a kid, for sure.
Oh yeah,
I love he's so funny.
And he, I don't know, does he? Sometimes I say things like they just don't, this person's underrated. It's like, underrated by whom? I don't know, but that's what I'm going to say. But I feel like Edwing, of all those like kind of old school guys, is I feel like he gets mentioned not enough for what he deserves. Like,
well, because it seemed like he only got to draw the cartoons that like other people, like they almost like weren't up to the standard of other people or something. It was like no one else wants to do this. I guess you can draw your own or something.
Yeah.
That's how it felt with a lot of his. But man, he was funny.
Yeah, he
He
was.
is really funny, and I loved
like,
his style too. Like
what's that?
I prefer Ed Wing to Don Martin. That's my hot take. My controversial hot take.
I think I might too.
And I mean, he
So-
wrote for Martin too, I believe.
Oh, really?
I think so. I think there are some Don Martins that he wrote.
Yeah.
I might be wrong, but I think he did.
And so here is, I love the conclusion of this.
I love the fat spy. Oh, and the
Yeah.
mommy spy with her little. Oh, that's endearing.
Yeah, I think that's the most. Thank goodness
What a good
they
mom.
made it there
That's a
safely.
good mom. That is a really overbearing mom that made her kid dress up like spy.
Yeah, it's like what was that Mother Boy on? I forget what that show was now. Writer Tom Koch. This is another one with a lot of writing, and there is something about like the formatting of this.
This one has a weird flow too. When I was reading, like it's a quick read, but it's also a little reactionary too. You know?
I haven't read it. Tell me more.
Yeah, sorry, I forgot you didn't read these. Yeah, they're all like, once upon a time, kids kept their most prized baseball cards in an old cigar box, not a safety deposit box. That's like one of them. Very curmudgeonly, this bit.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Yeah. So, kids these days aren't doing things the way they're supposed to be.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, and it's like, can you imagine like a less efficient way of presenting?
It's very odd. Like I thought it was going to be like these were going to be the word that was filled in or something.
Yeah.
Very bizarre.
Or like, I mean, like I saw Once Upon a Time, and then there's smooching. That was going to be maybe a love story that happens. Like it's told in this odd way for a reason that makes sense. Who's responsible for that?
I don't know what year. Bill Gaines, probably.
Yeah.
Wait. Oh, that's the next page. Hold on. Who wrote that one? Tom Koch.
I always call him Coke. I don't know if that's the right
Coke?
pronunciation.
Oh, maybe.
Who knows?
Tom Koch. I don't know.
Mr. Van Sciver. How are you?
Go on here.
Yeah.
What's up, boys? What's up, Noah?
Oh my goodness. I was just talking about you. Well, not just 2 hours ago. I did a plug for Fonte Bukowski, Noah. So if sales skyrocket,
Also, I made some really good Fonte Bukowski Pornhub jokes too, which I missed out on, which were quite timely delivered.
Yeah. I'm just drawing and watching you. Well, hey man, thank you. I am flattered, truly. I'm flattered by every person that tunes in. But yeah, when like artists and writers show up, it feels pretty good.
Yeah, it's fun.
Yeah.
It's fun. I like your live streams.
Yeah, I want to start doing them a little bit more often. I can't do it weekly, but
have you tried Twitch?
I have not.
That's where the kids are. I don't know if you're going to get a lot of mad people.
Yeah, they're going to be like, I don't know. Is this a safety deposit box where I keep my baseball cards?
Oh yeah.
And be like, no, you're doing it wrong. But this is like the mad peek behind the scenes. This is one of my favorites artists, Paul Coker Jr. This is one that he did sometimes too. And it's like not really fair comparing really anybody to Sergio. Because I
like Coker a lot though.
What's that?
You said Paul Coker Jr., right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I like him a lot.
It's he's in my top 10 for sure. I really enjoy almost everything that he works on.
Oh, do we have a Bill Gaines down here in like sort of the middle, just to the left of the spine?
Oh, absolutely.
Or am I just seeing like every bearded fat
bearded.
guy?
No, that's Gaines for sure.
Yeah.
There's no accidental bearded fat men in a Mad magazine. All right. They are all Bill Gaines.
Hey, sometimes a bearded fat man is just a bearded fat man. I think Freud said that.
He did. Yeah. I feel kind of bad not reading these, but also, guess what, Larry Siegel? I'll read your jokes when it's your farewell issue.
You got to leave a little bit to the imagination. People are gonna want to read these on their own.
Yeah. I'm taking food out of the mouths of the mad publishers. Sergio, look at cars. I've never seen this.
This is very funny, yeah.
All right, so what's this say? Hi, editors. Here, editors. Surprise. I've come up with an entirely new way to do Sergio Aragones Looks at Cars. How do you like it?
This is like, have you ever been to that website, Kim Jong-il Looking at Things?
No.
Or is it Kim Jong-un? I can't remember which one was the better one.
Yeah. Oh, look at this one. This is a good one to look at. And I like his approach on that one.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's very good. He has a very good way of looking at things. Dear Sergio,
this is where like the pantomime schooling with Jodorowsky really comes in handy.
Yeah.
He's able to do like fumetti in a way that like is very believable.
What's fumetti?
Like Italian like picture comics.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Power
this
dynamic.
Isn't fumetti, but like,
hey, watch yourself. It's power dynamic, okay, Kyle?
Oh, there you go. Yeah.
Dear Sergio, how do we like it? About as much as we like having a bad skin rash. Pick up your pen and go back to the old way of doing things now. Gracias.
But then here's where this falls flat on its face is on the next page.
Uh-oh.
It's a mad look at cars. Sergio Aragones Looks at Cars.
Oh my gosh. Was this in the same issue? No, couldn't it be? Could it?
I mean, it seems like that's the only way it would make sense.
Yeah.
Originally published in 1994.
324. Yeah, and then this one isn't attributed to a time or anything. So that must be it. They should have just stuck with it. They should have just like.
I actually have another complaint about this comic on the next page.
Yeah. Let's hear it.
Well, it's this one here with the car. It's backwards.
Oh, yeah. Hold on. Let me see if I can pull this up.
The whole eye flow is like, I don't know what they were thinking.
All right. So
I looked at this for a while and I couldn't figure it out at first. I mean, I figured it out.
I wish I had that. Well, you know what? I'm going to try your.
Well, I can share my screen. I have it.
Oh, yeah. Share your screen. Wait, are you talking about the. I'm going to share. I have the new one pulled up. The one how you changed it.
Okay, yeah, I changed it. So let's see the original first.
Yeah.
I mean, I didn't change much. I did like one button change.
But... Yeah, he whiteouted like half of it.
Oh, yeah.
All right. So we have. Yeah, so we have it kind of moving. The car's moving that way, but is this what you're talking about? How the car's moving that way, but we read left to right?
Yeah. So when I looked at this, I was like, what's going on? This log is jumping off this car and bouncing around here. And then there's these movie guys here.
Yeah. Okay.
And I mean, obviously I figured it out. It's a stunt car. And the punchline is that the car is being sold. There's only a few miles on it. Of course, those few miles were jumping over a tree of like a truck full of logs and up the stairs.
Yeah. And so here, let me share. Here's the redo.
So I just mirrored this, the first two panels.
Boom.
And it's like you never even stop and think, oh, is this log coming off of here?
Yeah. It does read better.
Yeah, I don't know. It's odd that they would do it that way. Usually Sergio is like not like he nails it every time.
I think, I mean, and this is a non-professional. Well, actually, no. All right, now I understand because the car comes from this direction.
Yeah, this
and
one
then
could go
turns.
either way. I flipped that
Yeah.
one too, but that one I think works either way.
Yeah.
The reason I flipped that one is because it's got nice balance with the two cameras. Like
Yeah.
the cameras on the left and the right here, or the original was on the right and then the left.
Yeah.
And then this last panel is just the same.
Yeah. Hey, have you ever considered doing some drawing yourself?
Me?
Yeah.
No. No.
Okay.
No, I'm more of an interpretive dancer.
You have to sign up for some pantomime classes.
That's it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm going to go to Europe and study under Jodorowsky.
Yeah.
Learn how to blow up like replica Aztec villages with iguanas.
Yeah. Who is that mime? Sirhan?
Oh, I don't know. Marcel.
Sirhan's the guy who assassinated Robert Kennedy.
Oh. And he was able to sneak up on him. Because,
yeah. It was like...
Well, he would have to like open a door. Then he'd like open the little
yeah. It's all right. It was like, it's like 80 years ago, right? We're okay now. 60 years? I don't know. I don't know time. This is one that I love. And I feel like this is, I've definitely read this before.
Mm-hmm.
But this is George Woodbridge, obviously inserted Sergio, right?
Oh, you think this is supposed to be Sergio? Yeah, I could see that.
Right?
I don't think Sergio has this physique.
Well, maybe not when he was looking at cars, but
yeah,
we know that he likes short pants.
That's true.
He's got the mustache.
Yeah, he's from Spain, so he probably wears this kind of bathing suit.
Oh yeah.
He works really well with George Woodbridge.
Yeah.
Like his work is really like they really complement each other well, I think.
Yeah.
Although if it's Sergio, all these audience members would have faces.
They would. Yeah, it would be it's almost like I think I've taught like whenever Jack Davis's work comes up, it's just I marvel at the amount of detail that he puts into it.
Yeah.
It's unreal. Just everybody not only has like it's not just eyes, it's like an expression, it's pretty wild.
Yeah, and all the line work is just like so expressive. It's incredible. It's incredible. It's upsetting to look at Jack Davis's work.
Yeah. It's not for me. As just purely a consumer, it's lovely.
I think this is funny. They have a color credit on here.
Stop. What?
It's like writer and artist Sergio Aragonés, colorist Tom Luth.
Is that for coloring the words in?
And also Sergio up here on the top panel. Although he's pretty monochrome, really.
Yeah.
I mean, he probably put in all the shadows, maybe.
It's kind of like in comics. It's funny because like there's this, in like comics from the golden age. It's like some of them they don't even attribute the artist and the writer, right? Yeah. It's just like, it's a little Lulu comic. Just be happy you got it.
Yeah,
and then
like marges look at marginals.
Yeah, and then they move on, and it's like we'll attribute the artist and the writer, and I feel like in the past 10 years or so, they do everybody. So it's like a Batman comic will have a list of 7 names because it's not just pencil inker colorist, it's pencil inker colorist, letterer, copy boy. Yeah. Which I mean,
key grip.
Yeah. If I worked on one, to be fair, I would want my name on a comic, but it is kind of amusing. Like this is another one though that it's like so small. I feel like they're printed smaller than when they were printed.
Yeah, and they're not normally this shape. They're normally long.
Yeah.
Like they've focused in, it seems like, on just the gag.
Yeah.
And I think you lose a little something in that because there's so much. All that space really like complements the artwork well.
Yeah. Even
Although
if
I
it's
immediately went looking for tits when I saw this. I was like, okay, it's Sergio, the marginals. There's got to be a lot of nipples on here.
that was me when I was a child.
That's
I was
me
like,
still. Like,
oh, there you go.
oh, you got some.
Where is it? I don't see where I can't tell
There's
where.
a few on the second. Oh yeah, there you go. You got the artist
Yeah.
model because he only drew her face. There's another good artist one on the next page at the bottom.
Let's see. Can I
Or like
navigate?
when you flip the page, I think.
Oh,
Page
there's more.
48.
Oh my goodness. I didn't realize that.
Yeah, they keep going. It's a lot. Page 48, sort of in the middle at the bottom. It's probably my favorite
Okay.
one.
I'm going to look for it first.
Very bottom line.
Oh, very bottom line. Okay. There we go. I was like, I need some battleship coordinates. You
Like
can't
this
really even
artist
see that.
just
Oh, the keyhole. Oh my gosh. That is so awesome.
Bit of a male gaze there. Which I, of course, disapprove of.
Do you just say you disapprove? Never mind. I'm not going to make the joke.
Cover my bases. I only like the male gaze in Baroque paintings. Other than that, I think it's awful. It's very sexist.
Oh, here we go. Tom Luth was Sergio's usual colorist on both Gru and Mad Work. Tom has recently retired.
Okay. So he's not going to be coming back to do, because this is what I'm wondering. Is Sergio going to make the great American graphic novel? You know? Like, he's done two. He's done two Gru graphic novels. Other than that, it's all single issues or stuff in Mad.
Yeah.
He's 83, which is a little old for most people, but, you know, it's Sergio, so he could do it.
I don't know. What I mean, what do you think it would be? Would it be a Gru thing or like something new?
I don't know. I'm thinking that's what we're going to get. I think he's going to do more Gru.
Yeah.
Gru is like really his baby, I think.
Yeah.
Like, I think there's over 150 issues of Gru.
That's pretty impressive.
So, and they did two graphic novels.
Yeah. And it's all him. I mean, it's not like Spawn where it's like by when did
him and Mark Evanier, as we learned, and Stan Sakai, and I guess this Tom Luth guy was doing the coloring.
But I mean, like he did he always do the pencils?
Yeah, he wrote and penciled it, but then the words were by Mark Evanier. So Sergio's writing it, but then Mark Evanier kind of takes his words and then sort of puts it in a way that is readable.
So maybe a little bit of the Marvel style.
I think in the first issue of Gru that was at Marvel, there is like a 3 or 4 page comic where it's like Sergio as himself with Mark Evanier, and they kind of explain how it works.
Yeah.
And that's how they sort of break it down, is that he pencils it, he writes a story visually, pencils it out. Mark Evanier does all the text and like the poetry and stuff, and then Stan Sakai would ink it and letter it, and then someone else would color it.
Okay. But so like what I was getting at before though is like, so it was all him the entire time. It's not like if you think of like Todd McFarlane returning to Spawn.
He's like his own Bob Fingerman, basically.
Okay. Because like Todd McFarlane got tired after 6 issues and he started farming out Spawn work, right?
Yeah.
Like he had Neil Gaiman.
Bob Kane and Bob Fingerman, but like Bob Kane and Fingerman, or Bill Finger, right? Bill Finger, that's what I'm
Bill,
thinking.
yeah.
Sorry, Bob Finger. He's the other cartoon. Like Bill Finger, if Bob Kane was Bill Finger in the situation.
Oh, I understand now.
Sergio's like the finger, and the cane is like everybody else, except Sergio gets all the credit.
Okay.
But Sergio does the majority of the work. He writes it and illustrates it. I thought he did the inking, but in that particular issue, he says it Stan Sakai does the inking.
Yeah.
But I think that maybe came about later, or maybe that's not on every issue. It's hard to tell because their styles are so complementary.
Yeah. Well, that's like, I think I may have read like 1 or 2 issues of Gru.
They're good.
It was not. And I think I read it when I was young, and it was just something that has like, I don't understand this. I'm going to move on with my life. And because of that, it was like, I don't know. It's almost like Monroe. Like if you weren't in on the ground floor with Monroe, you might not be able to appreciate Monroe.
I don't know, because I've read probably about maybe 40 or 50 Gru comics.
Yeah.
And not very many of them in order. Like they're just kind of randomly throughout the run. And I do feel like you can pick it up. It's just there's the same basic characters that appear in the first 4 issues or so, maybe the first 8 issues. They appear throughout the whole thing.
Okay.
So once you know the characters, you can just kind of pick it up.
Yeah. It's almost like Commandi, where it's like, okay, which mutants is he running from this time? Van Sciver is in my corner. He says, I need to read Gru. I still haven't.
It's hard to pick an entry point, that's for sure.
Yeah. I just got to go by all of the floppies. That's what I have to do.
That's it. There's about 150. So,
yeah.
I mean, even the recent one, Friends and Foes, I think he did that in 2014. It was 12 issues long, or you can buy it in 3 trade paperbacks. That like basically reintroduces all the characters.
Yeah.
And it's very readable. It's fun.
Nice. I'm going to check it out. I'll check it out after I finish my Akira.
Yeah, in 6 years after you've read like all 8,000 pages of Akira.
It's so, listen, it was worth it. Every single penny that I paid. Here's his farewell. I'll say this. You know what I like about it? It's not long, right? He didn't write a whole novel of it.
I didn't read this.
Yeah. Gracias, Sergio. Wait a second. He didn't even write this. Maybe Susie wrote this. To a madman who's taken many mad looks at life's absurdities, twists and paradoxes, to reveal what lurks in the heart of humanity, your contributions to this magazine have been much more than marginal. Your artwork and outlook have influenced more of Mad than we could fit into a single issue. Siempre serás una de nuestros mejores idiotas. Forever something, one of the usual gang of idiots.
Is that Spanish?
I think so.
Which is not his first language, I believe.
It isn't?
I don't think so. He speaks 5 languages, but he said when he first moved to Mexico as a kid, he didn't speak the language.
Is he like, maybe he's Portuguese?
But
Aragonese is a
He's from Spain. He was born during the Spanish Civil War.
For real?
Yeah, and then I think he moved to France for a little bit, and then down to Mexico, and then he mostly grew up in Mexico.
I wonder, did he speak Basque or something?
I don't know. All I know is that he said that when he moved to Mexico as 5 or 6 year old, he didn't speak the language, so none of the kids, he couldn't communicate with the kids, so he just stayed inside and drew cartoons all day.
Yeah, Oh my goodness. The vast majority of the Gru series was printed by Epic Marvel, can be read as standalone issues.
Yeah.
What Kyle just said. I'm going to read that as, what did Kyle just say?
I think I said it a few minutes ago, but there's a delay.
Oh. Well, he agrees with you.
So this is a Johnny Sampson fold-in.
Yeah. This is
I wonder how many he's going to get to do before they do the Johnny Sampson issue.
Yeah. Yeah, it's interesting. I mean, you got like shoes to fill, right? I mean, it's almost like taking over. Well, if you think like okay. Spy versus Spy, right? Prohyas. He was the guy. And then when I don't know if he passed on or retired, but they kept doing it, but it was like they didn't have big signatures, right? Like Bob Clark or Edwing, they didn't.
Well, they aped his style for a while too, right? Like they kind of
Yeah.
I mean, the names were on it, but
yeah,
Edwing was doing some.
But like Bob Clark's signature was real tiny. Like if you didn't know, you would think it was the same person doing it. Possibly. That's within the realm of possibility. And then Peter Cooper takes it over and he does that entire stylistic change where he's like,
the stencil.
Yeah.
Which I prefer, to be honest. Like I love Spy versus Spy, but looking back on like when I look through like my Spy versus Spy books, I'm much more drawn to the Cooper Spy versus Spy. Even though I think the original, like it's the original, you know, like there's something about it, but maybe just because I've seen them all so many times, you know.
Yeah. I think Spy versus Spy is one that I'm not I enjoy. I like Spy versus Spy a lot.
It's for kids.
Yeah, it doesn't have that same like I don't have the same attachment to that as I do other things in Mad Magazine.
But I'll tell you, I teach, like I said, I teach kids, and when I have a class of like 5 to 7-year-olds or whatever, like Spy versus Spy lands with them.
Yeah.
Boy, they love Spy versus Spy. Like I've had to retire a few Spy versus Spy books and get new copies because just kids read through them till they're falling apart.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, like Spy versus Spy, I definitely loved way more when I was a kid.
Yeah. But so along those lines though of taking over and like making it so distinct, I mean, like this is like only one person has done the fold-ins. And you know, like, and now he's taking it over and it's like, I don't know. You're an artist. So like, how would you react to something like that? Like,
well, he was like anointed as the folded guy. Like Al Jaffe specifically named him as the guy to do it.
Really?
Yeah. If you go to Johnny Sampson's website, he's got a post where he talks about, there's a letter from Al Jaffe. As I recall, Sampson did some sort of fold-in as like an homage for something else, and Al Jaffe saw it and was so impressed that he said, like, look, I'm in my 90s or whatever. I'm probably gonna retire soon. You know, if they'll let you, I would like you to be the person to do it.
Yeah. That's pretty cool.
And like, I mean, if Mad had ever said to me, like, if 10 years down the road, Mad kept going and I had kept staying in it doing silent comics, and they had asked me to do Mad Look At, I would never be like, oh, I'm sorry. That's a little too prestigious for me. I would say yes, and then I would figure it out later.
Yeah. Well, yeah, it's like, I mean, but like, how would that feel? Yeah, I mean, you would be an idiot to turn that down, right? But how would that, like, how do you imagine?
It depends on the thing. I mean, there's some things you wouldn't want to pick up the mantle of, you know?
Like what?
I don't know. You wouldn't want to maybe be like, you know, we're doing a reboot of The Last Action Hero and, you know, we want you to be Arnold or something. You know, like that might not be great for your career if you're, I don't know, Jack Nicholson. I don't know. I tried to think of a situation that it would not be good, but
yeah. But I mean, like, would that, like, I imagine that with that, there would be an added pressure
Yeah.
of having to step into somebody's place who has defined that.
Well, he created it. Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely. Al Jaffe, like, is the man. But I don't know. I mean, I'm sure it's like Samson's earned it. He's good. Like Samson is incredible.
Yeah.
Like I can't praise him enough. Like I feel like of all the like later edition Mad guys, like he belongs there for sure. Like way more than like me for sure. Like he's
Yeah.
so good. Like he's so funny. He's got such a variety of styles. Honestly, this fold in, like it, some things about it are better like executed than some later era Jaffe fold-ins, you know?
Yeah. I'm not
Like
gonna
the way these
fold it.
pages are flying down, you
Yeah.
know, there's such depth here.
Yeah, because that's something that, like, Al Jaffe, I mean, I feel like it must have been intentional, really made it a point to have them be very two-dimensional.
Hmm.
Uh, yeah, his fold-ins all seemed like just extremely flat.
Yeah. Whereas this one has a little bit more depth, I think, than some other fold-ins. And he's
Yeah.
also aping some of his like brushwork too, I think.
Yeah.
So like this is clearly done sort of, he's not stealing Jaffe's style, but he's stealing a sort of like veneer of Jaffe, you know?
Yeah.
I also
It's
like
a
that he's got the pen there. It's the same pen.
Oh, dang.
Yeah. We'll
Yeah.
see all that through.
Yeah, I mean, it's like a lot of thought was put into this.
I wonder how he's doing these marginals. Are these put in after digitally? Like that he's drawing here?
I don't know. Usually it's like it's pretty easy to tell because it's like, well, I should say, like, you can usually tell if things are copy and pasted in comics. But yeah, that looks like a yeah, I think that those are like he just did a really good job of like photoshopping them to get that like the curve in.
Maybe. I was thinking he was painting these, so but maybe he painted them and left those blank.
Yeah.
If he posts this on Instagram, I'm gonna ask him.
Yeah.
Then he'll unfriend me.
What's that?
Then he'll unfollow me.
Yeah. So that's it, man.
There you go.
That's the last issue with Sergio Aragones.
Next issue is the last issue with Cooper, and then I guess I don't know. I guess Samson's gonna have to be next. Who's left?
I don't know. I mean, like, yeah, I guess they do. Well, no, they should do. I feel like Tom Richmond has probably earned a farewell.
He's already gone.
Oh shit!
They got rid of him already. You can't do the issue afterwards.
Yeah,
no one's right here about Samson. Yeah, born too late. Yeah, we're all like anachronistic.
yeah. It's kind of funny though. What you were saying is like you're like mentioned like you weren't deserving of being in Mad.
I never said I wasn't deserving as being in Mad. I'm clearly very deserving
hold on,
of being in Mad.
I can't
Just
hear you.
not
Hold
as
on.
much as Samson. Slightly less. There's Samson, and then I'm just a rung, slightly, basically on level. You know, he's a little older than me, but
Yeah. Okay. All right. I just wanted to because I was gonna ask if there's something with artists with like not wanting to, you know, maybe wanting to hide their light under a bushel a little bit as the
not me. No.
not you.
I
Okay.
have a big head, but yeah, a lot of artists are. I think with cartoonists, really, because I think cartoonists, unlike other artists, see themselves as part of a lineage. So I think a lot of cartoonists that I talk to, they see themselves more as like a draftsman or of some kind instead of like you know, an artist that, you know, maybe like a Jackson Pollock or something that, you know, is doing like dancing with buckets of paint or whatever and of house paint or whatever. Whereas I think art, it kind of never had the with cartoons, it never sort of had that sort of, you know, the modernist to postmodernist change. There was just kind of like an unbroken chain of cartoonists for a lot of us.
Mm.
And I think we sort of see ourselves fitting in that grand narrative of cartooning more. So I think it's easy to like stand on the backs of giants, and
Yeah.
think that like you're in like a kind of like Game of Thrones kind of like post greatness era.
Yeah. Well,
Especially like we're post publishing almost. So
yeah. Well, I mean, I made like a little trailer for the channel just to, it's something to do. Um, and I was watching the interview, and you were talking about how we were talking about like Crumb, and
mhm.
you said something like, "Yeah, I was inspired by Crumb, but also I was like influenced by all the people that Crumb was influenced by." And I didn't even know who Crumb was,
Yeah,
like, so like Carl Barks, who was doing those Disney books, like that stuff that I took in my like little artistic mind as it was
I took
being
that in through
formed.
Ducktales. I took that in through cartoons in the 80s and 90s.
Yeah. And I think that's what you were saying with like cartoons being aware of where their style is coming from is interesting in that
Yeah.
respect.
As opposed to like fine artists, I think that sort of see themselves as like everyone is trying to break the mold. Where I
Mhm.
think every cartoonist is trying to like, well, not every cartoonist, but a lot of cartoonists are trying to like advance cartooning into sort of new realms. But I think within within their place in this grand narrative, there's still that sort of thing. That's probably why like so many newspaper cartoonists are like conservatives. I mean, when I went to art school, that's what I found out is that like I was a conservative when it came to art. You know?
Yeah. The like one thing is I wonder if this is connected to it, but like you'll get people in comics doing homage covers, and it'll say like after John Romita,
Yeah.
where it's like it's almost like you wouldn't get that in the same way if somebody painted an oil painting, you know, in an impressionistic style. Somebody wouldn't say like, "Oh, after, Van Gogh." They would just say, "Yeah, this is me doing impressionism. It's me doing impressionism."
Yeah.
Whereas like I feel like that takes a certain mindset to be like, "No, I'm going to, if not it's like an homage, like doing it in his style, and I want to give like tip my hat to him."
Or they would do it in a clever way and then say, "See, I'm better than them."
Yeah.
You know, like this is my version of a Matisse painted with like my own excrement, and therefore I'm better than Matisse or something.
Yeah. It's like, "Oh, you call those hay bales? I
Well, I'm not
paint
a big fan or something, but like that's the kind of thing that you see more in like the art world. But that's more
Yeah.
of a grift, the art world too,
Yeah.
where
It's
cartooning is more like entertaining.
Well, what do you think of people like here, I got this actually recently. This is one I don't know if you could count this as reading, but I just picked up. My wife got this for me. Cause He Eats Alone.
Hmm.
Do you know
What is it?
Cause? You've seen his work, I would guarantee. Um, he does like sculpture. He'll do like these things.
Okay, yeah.
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 Um, but anyway, he's somebody that went from like a street artist to now like he's not a fine artist but he's taken a lot more seriously in the art world than
Yeah.
he was in the past. And I think,
Well, the art world's about money, like ultimately.
yeah,
So, like whatever makes money gets in. So, like in a few years, we'll see like people who are doing fan art on Patreon that are making like $1 million a year or something. I don't know if someone's doing that, but someone who's doing that
yeah,
and their paintings are selling for that, then gallery owners will start having their work if it'll sell for that,
yeah,
you know? So, the art world follows the money trends, I think, a little bit more. I mean, I'm sure cartooning has to as well to a
yeah,
certain degree, but I think a lot of cartoonists, sort of have a romantic view of where they fit in the
yeah,
history of cartooning.
huh,
God knows I do anyway.
yeah. Where does Sergio fit into the world of cartooning in your mind?
I mean, he's like one of the most significant cartoonists of the 20th century, I think, for sure.
Yeah,
Um, especially internationally. Like he's renowned. He's probably more renowned internationally than he is here. In some ways, it's possible Mad has held him back. I don't know. Like that's why I'm curious. I mean, he's 83, so you wouldn't think that he has a lot left to give, but he's so good still. So maybe he does. Maybe there's going to be like a 500-page Gru epic novel, graphic novel, or maybe he'll do some kids books or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
Well, and especially Will Eisner, I think he was probably about 83 when he did his last graphic novel, which is the plot, the secret protocols of the Elders of Zion or whatever, that book. You know that one?
No, I don't, but I nodded like I did.
The protocols. It's like an anti-Semitic text that I think it's like early 20th century or 19th century. It still gets drug up now. And he did a book about it in like the early 2000s about the history of that.
Oh, wow.
Story, right? And because he was Jewish, and so he saw it like it's like a really evil thing, and so he wanted to expose it. And he would have been about 83 when he did that. I think he died like sort of the same time it was released.
Yeah. Well, I feel like Sergio is definitely like, I don't know, he seems like healthy.
Yeah.
He seems to have like a good drawing hand still, it's like
he's barely lost it. He's still got like 90% of it.
Yeah. And if he has somebody that can ink him and it still feels like his work, like, yeah, I would be, what? No, Tom Richmond should reach out and get him on Indiegogo.
Yeah. Sergio doesn't need to be on Indiegogo. Sergio can walk into any comic publisher. Like Fantagraphics will do a Sergio book.
Yeah.
No problem. Anyone would do a Sergio book. He's the best.
All right. So Noah Van Sciver has to call up Sergio and get him over to Fantagraphics. Just wherever I want him to go. That depends on who's going to call him and harass him.
Yeah.
Well, Kyle, we've been talking for 2.5 hours.
It's fun. Well, actually, it's like more like 3 hours because we were talking for about half an hour before we started.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
Yeah, this is fun.
Yeah, it was, man. I really appreciate you coming on and just kind of BSing with me. I've enjoyed this.
I love talking about Mad. I'll talk about Mad to anyone at any time. Ask my wife.
Yeah. Hey, maybe if you would want the next one that comes out, maybe we could do this again. Yeah. If you want to join us.
I'd love to see it'd be fun to do a bigger panel with a bunch of people.
Yeah.
Talk about it.
Yeah.
It'd be a whole new realm of people for me to interrupt.
Yeah. And what would be great is that I don't have to say something dumb. I can let somebody else do it.
No, and the more smart people you're on, there'll be like a chain of dumbness, So it'll be like you can pass that stuff down,
Yeah, perfect. So to wrap things up, if you haven't yet, please hit like, subscribe. I would really appreciate it. Helps the channel grow.
Do it.
I can't do it.
Hit like.
Subscribe. Look at this. You want to look at power imbalance. Yes, please hit like and subscribe. Check out the description because Kyle's Instagram is there. His website is there. And check out that Instagram because he's going to be hopefully giving us news about this new project, this graphic novel that he has.
Yeah. That'll be coming out before too long.
Yeah. So,
but what will be coming out sooner is live drawing. I'll be doing live drawing very soon, and I'll see if maybe you'll drop the link to that or whatever.
Yeah, absolutely. I will. I'll promote that. And if you're on if you follow him on Instagram, you're going to find out when that is and where it's happening. If it's Twitch or here or somewhere else. But anyway, thank you so much for watching. This has been Flipping Through, the #1 Mad Magazine news, review, and interview channel.
Prove them wrong.
Toodaloo.
All right, toodaloo.